Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to My Yoga Time. Today I have another short yoga snack for you. This class will release tension in the whole body and also help you to bring a little more mindfulness to your day. So to be mindful means to be here now, in the present moment. One of the best ways to do that is to witness your breath. So as soon as we arrive in a pose, I encourage you to bring your awareness back to the breath. Feel the breath move the body. Notice how the body responds to the pulse of the breath. And remember to include those little breath retentions, those little pauses. It's a very effective way to hack the nervous system and induce that sense of calm, that soothing state. So there's 4 parts to the breath. We inhale and pause, exhale and pause. So let's begin. When you're ready, we'll start in our puppy pose, Anahatasana, which translates to melting heart. So keeping the hips up nice and high, those hips are above the knees, and reach the arms out in front. So if you're nursing a shoulder injury at the moment, you might choose to leave that arm out of it and just bring the back of that palm down to act as a pillow. Otherwise, both arms are straight. Hands can be as wide as the mat, or you can bring the hands to prayer above the head, resting the forehead on the mat, or you can always use a yoga block if you need to. And let's begin to witness the breath. Feel the upper body expand in all directions as you inhale. A moment to pause before you exhale, slowly, heart melting towards the mat. And let's lift up out of the pose now, placing the hands underneath the shoulders and turning the eyes of the elbows forward. We'll tuck the toes under. Little cat stretch here. Inhale to arch the back, exhale to round. Do one more. And as you round the spine, lift the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Now, we're not going to hold this for too long, but for the next few breaths, I want you to really bend your knees. Bend them as much as you can. Imagine you're trying to hold onto a piece of paper in between your belly and your thighs. Gently press the heels of the palms in towards one another and send the chest towards the thighs. Well done. Let's step that right foot forward, coming into a low lunge, placing the left knee on the mat. Now you can bring your hands up to the right knee, gently press the hands into the knee and try and pull this left knee forward, engage the left buttock. If you're feeling tight through the neck here, you might even like to drop the right ear towards the shoulder. And let's come back to center. Can you witness the next 3 breaths without the mind chatter distracting you? On your 3rd exhalation, we'll move the hips back. I like to lift up the left knee just a little through that transition, a little more comfortable on the knee. Half pyramid pose, let's point those right toes to the ceiling. Try and drag the heel back. A little lift through the tailbone to further lengthen those hamstrings. Option 1 is here. Be with your breath. Option 2, you can walk the hands back so you're sitting on the heel. Hands can come behind you, fingertips to the floor, and drop the head, allow the back to round. Still feel like you're drawing that right heel back towards the hip. Well done. Let's walk those hands forward. Option to come into your standing split. So you can lift up that left leg. Now be gentle with the body. We're not very warm. You can either keep both hands on the floor, or maybe you can hold on to that right ankle with one or both hands. Let's inhale. And as you exhale, transition warrior two. Left foot to the floor, bring the body up. Gently pressing into both feet now, sending them in the opposite direction, taking the left arm back a little. Breathe. From here, straighten the right leg, bring the fingertips to touch, bend in your left knee, drop the hips, and then return to warrior two. From here, we'll reverse the warrior. I like to take chin mudra, connect index finger and thumb through that left hand, place the back of the palm on the low back, and reach back, keeping a strong bend in your right knee. From here, straighten the leg, bring the back foot in a little bit closer, keep the left hand at the low back, reach forward with that right arm, and then lower down into a triangle, but don't come down as far as you normally would. We want to rotate the heart and navel up towards the ceiling. It's an open twist. So if you can look back to the shoulder, do so. Tuck in the chin and move the neck back just a little. Keep pressing into both feet. Option one, stay here. Option two, move into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So if you've got a block, you can use your block. Otherwise, you can bring the hand down to the floor. If you need to, a few baby steps in with that back foot. Make sure you flex the left foot. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Try and drag those right fingertips back towards the right foot. Option to float left arm up to the ceiling. And see if you can breathe into all four limbs. Inhale. As you exhale, lower both hands down, square the hips, downward facing dog, step it back. Once again, let's bend those knees, send your belly towards your thighs, so it feels much like one of your puppy poses. And let's step left foot forward, low lunge. Hands can come up to the knee. If you'd like that next stretch on the other side, drop the left ear towards the shoulder. Half pyramid pose, take the hips back, left toes to the ceiling. See if you can engage the quad and draw that kneecap up. Either stay here with the breath or walk the hands back a little further, sit on the heel, hands behind you. Option to walk the hands forward now, standing splits. If you're taking a hold of the leg, you want to use that as a little bit of leverage to bring the torso down towards the leg. Inhale. Exhale into warrior two. Right foot grounds down, windmill the arms up. Pressing into both feet, opening out the right hip. Find a softness in your strength. Let's bend in the right knee, straighten the left leg, fingertips to touch. Sink as low as you comfortably can. And return to warrior two. Reverse your warrior, take the back of the right palm to the lower back, reach back. And straighten the left leg, heel toe the back foot in a little closer, reach forward, start to rotate the heart towards the ceiling. Option to stay here or step into your balance pose, half moon. Be with your breath. Downward facing dog. Looking to straighten the legs a little more here. Maybe even hovering the very tips of your toes off the mat. Let's ha out the breath. Two more. Come forward into plank, rounding the upper back as you transition forward, tucking the tailbone under. Always an option to lower the knees to the mat. Let's bring the body forward and try and turn the heels of the palms in. Make sure the elbows brush your ribs as you come all the way down to the mat. Untucking those toes. Keep the hands under the shoulders and keep turning the heels of the palms in. You want those elbows to point back to the feet. Tailbone tucks under, and let's inhale, lift the chest and the feet. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift up, try and drag the hands back. Exhale to lower. And let's lower down for the last time now. Roll over onto your back. And once on your back, feel free to take a hold of those knees, maybe rock from side to side. And let's lower the feet to the floor, heels fairly close to the bottom. We'll turn the palms to face up, option to take your mudra. Press into both feet, broaden the shoulders, gently lift up those hips. Try and squeeze the thighs in towards one another. And lift the sternum up towards the chin. Gently press down and away through the feet. Feel the breath moving the front side of the body. And let's lift up those heels. Lower down one vertebrae at a time. When you touch down, take the hands to the knees. Exhale to bend the elbows. Inhale to straighten the arms. Take longer there if you need to. Otherwise, cross the left leg over the right leg. Squeeze the thighs together. Keep the feet lifted. Lift the upper body off the mat. Reach the fingers forward. And exhale to lower down. We'll take a twist. Hips can move a little to the left. Knees come down to the right. Breathe a little deeper into the lower belly and the lower back. Inhale those knees back to center. Square the hips, change the cross of the legs. Be sure to squeeze those thighs together, lower belly firms, lift the upper body off the mat. Exhale to lower, take your twist. Take that little pause before each exhalation. And notice how the body responds. Let's inhale those legs back to center and uncross the legs. So feel free to move straight into Shavasana from here, especially if you've got concerns with your neck or your shoulders. Otherwise, you have the option to come into your fish pose before Shavasana. So for fish pose, hands will come underneath the bottom, palms facing down, thumbs touching. Straighten the legs and bring the big toe knuckles together. Press through the balls of the feet. Squeeze the elbows into the ribs. You should feel the shoulders shrug up near the ears. From there, simply bend the elbows so the upper body lifts up off the mat, and then gently drop the head back. Now the crown of the head's touching the floor, but there's no weight on the head. All in the arms. I always like to take a lion's breath here, so we'll inhale through the nose. As you exhale, stick out your tongue, open your eyes wide. You're purging through the breath. Well done. Lifting up, tucking in the chin, slowly lower down. Release the hands. Tuck the shoulders under. Take up as much space on the mat as you can. Option to take Chin Mudra once again. Let the forehead soften. The eyes roll back. Tongue and jaw relax. And if any thoughts arise here, let them pass by with the breath. Take this time to just be. Let's inhale a little deeper now as you bring your awareness back. Wiggling toes and fingers, or swallowing if the mouth is dry. Following any urges to move or stretch. In your own time, rolling into the fetal position. You might like to take a minute or so here, just resting in that nice moment, in between moments. Thank you for practicing with me today, yogis. I hope that you enjoyed the class. Please do feel free to make any class requests in the comments below. The intention of this channel is to help you cultivate a home practice. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel, not just my channel, but any teacher you watch on a regular basis. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Wishing you a lovely day.